This is the Ultimate Podcast with your host Rylan Faust and Scotty Christopher. Today we have a special guest. A special guest on our show, Mr. Parker. Today we're going to be talking about the college football games that are coming up this weekend. So, the Alabama versus Georgia game. Who do you think's going to win?
I think Georgia's most likely going to win.
Alrighty, so you said Georgia, Scotty?
Yes, sir.
Why is that?
Because they've been winning. They've been undefeated this year. They haven't lost one game.
The only good team that they
Who
is
hasn't?
Missouri.
Oh, Georgia? Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking about Alabama. My bad.
The only good team that Georgia's played is Missouri. Like that's literally like the only ranked team they've played this year. If you look at their season, they've played. Let me see real quick.
Well, guys, if you didn't know, it's been 702 days since Georgia has lost a game.
That's a lot, right?
So about 2 years almost.
So
Yeah.
the only people that they've played is. Let me go back to the top. They've played. Where am I?
If we're picking right now, I'm going to go with Georgia too. They're 5.5 point favorites going into this game. The over under, I think, was at 55. So I think that's about fair. I think that's about where we're at, right where I would put it. I do think both the defenses is going to show up. I think it's going to be a very physical game with two defenses or two head coaches that have lived off defense. Though they have they've had success offensively, but they're known for their defense. That's what they made their name on. And I think that's the game plan for both teams: is come in strong defense, have a great defensive strategy, implement it. You've got NFL talent across the board on this game, so it's going to be a good game. But I do think Georgia will win, and I think it will be. I think they cover the 5.5 favorite. I mean 5.5 point favorites. I think they cover that. They definitely win by a touchdown, in my opinion.
The only people that Georgia have played is like UT Martin, Ball State, South Carolina. The only good team that they've really played this year is Missouri and Mississippi, Ole Miss, and they only beat Missouri by 9. But if you look at that Georgia versus Georgia
Missouri's
Tech
no
game,
pushover, that's for sure.
If y'all didn't know,
if you look at that Georgia and Florida and Georgia State game, Georgia Tech ain't even ranked, and they only beat them by 8 points.
Oh, really?
They won 31-23, but they did beat Tennessee.
What was the Georgia Tech versus Georgia final score game? What was it?
31-23.
31-23. Wow, that was the Georgia Tech or Georgia?
Georgia Tech versus Georgia.
Oh, wow.
y'all know Georgia has got a total of 3,730 passing yards
Yeah, I see
this
that.
year.
That's a lot.
Alabama does not have that many. They only have 2,526. But if you look at Georgia stats, how many rushing yards do they have?
Georgia.
Yeah.
In total.
Sure.
The total is 2,227 rushing yards.
Yeah. You know how many touchdowns they got? How many rushing touchdowns in total?
Not for sure. I do not.
I'm gonna have to disagree with this. I'm gonna go with Alabama by a field goal.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Alabama.
Wait,
How many points do y'all think they're gonna score in total? Just without the thing.
Georgia? I think they're going to score in total 31.
31.
They
Alabama.
have made 32 rushing touchdowns.
So how many
in total.
how many points do you think Alabama's gonna score?
About 20, 21.
What do
I'm
you
going
think?
I'm going the final score will be 28-20.
I'm gonna go final score
Yeah, if Alabama does win, I'm gonna say it is gonna be by a field goal.
31-28. Alabama on top. I got pretty. Well, anyway,
You know, Georgia's got a total of 119 kicking yards.
that's cool. Anyway, who do you think's gonna win the Oklahoma State versus Texas? Texas is ranked number 7. Oklahoma is ranked number 20.
Oklahoma State versus Texas. I am going to go with the Longhorns. I feel like Texas will pull through on this one. I think Texas is a good team. I think they're better than Oklahoma State. That's the ultimate thing. It's not like I'm religiously watch Oklahoma State. I've seen more Texas than I have Oklahoma State. But I feel like Texas will be ready, and they'll be ready to play, and they'll set themselves up to be in the college football playoff, or at least be in the conversation.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Texas too. Quinn Ewers has been doing really good this year. He's got a total of 2,709 yards passing this year.
Well, the Oklahoma State Cowboys, their quarterback has 2,808 passing. Their running back is a beast. He has 1,580, and they only have 2,009 rushing yards. So he has a lot. Who do y'all think's gonna? How many points do y'all think Texas is gonna win?
I think they're gonna win by probably about 20.
20.
They're gonna be at like 20 something.
You think
And
they're
then
gonna win by 20?
No, they're gonna be at like 20, 21.
Okay, so how many points do you think you'll score in total? Did you just say that?
Yeah, 20, 21. Something like that.
How many points do you think Texas will score?
About 30.
How many?
30.
How can they be 20, 21 the total amount of points whenever Texas scored 30?
No, I'm saying like the other team's going to get like 20, 21. Texas going to be like 30.
I don't know why, but I've been pulling the underdog lately, and it's been going pretty good for me. I like I need Texas to lose just because I don't really like Texas.
Why do you not like Texas?
Because they beat my favorite team.
I was assuming that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, how many points do you think, Mr. Parker?
I don't know. I say I don't know. I'm sure there'll be about 60 points scored in this game.
I think I want Oklahoma State to win this game. I know it's going to be a good game. It's going to be close. I mean, it's number 20 versus number 7, but number 20 they've had a few other losses, but I think it's going to be close. Team's probably going to win by a touchdown. Texas is probably going to win this game, but I'm hoping Oklahoma comes
What's
through and wins.
Oklahoma's rushing yards?
1,580. So, let's go to the next game we got today. Miami versus Tupelo. Who do you think's gonna win that?
Wait, what?
It auto-corrected it.
You mean SMU and Tulane, or
The one, oh yeah, I totally skipped that one. Who do you think's gonna win the SMU versus Tulane game?
let's go. I'm gonna pick. I don't really know any of the stats behind any of this.
I
Well,
think
they're not really.
LSU's
They're
gonna
not
win.
I'm
like.
gonna go at SMU. They're rolling pretty hot, top 25 team. I think Tulane is too, but
Yeah.
Did you say LSU?
No, not LSU.
Oh.
Tulane versus Tulane. Who do you think, Scotty?
I can't pick. I don't really like either of the teams.
Well, you gotta
so
pick.
I don't know. I couldn't guess this one. I don't like any of them.
Well, you don't. Did you like any of the other ones?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's a podcast. You just answer it. You know. I mean, Tulane. They're
Alright,
11-1.
I'm
Number
gonna say
20.
Tulane.
Tulane, which they're pretty good. When the Alabama game versus Georgia's probably gonna be like the best game out there. One of the best games this weekend.
I think the last person that Alabama was the last team to beat Georgia.
They were. Who y'all think's gonna win the Miami? Wait, how many points do y'all think that SMU and Tulane will score in total? They're not high scoring offenses.
Man, I don't even know, man. I'll be honest with you.
They're probably not gonna score a whole lot because they're not good teams.
I'm gonna say they're probably gonna end up winning by like field goals, make it to probably about 10 or a little bit over.
Yeah, it's probably just gonna be field goal after field goal. Like 9-6 or something. Not very good.
Yeah.
Who do y'all think's gonna win then the Miami versus Tupelo game?
So it's actually Miami of Ohio versus Toledo. It's not Tupelo.
Yeah, I know. My bad.
So
I know
yeah.
I know the Miami one. I just put that. I didn't want to put the whole thing there.
Yeah, it's not Tupelo, so we don't want any of our listeners to think Tupelo, Mississippi, because it's Miami, Ohio versus Toledo, Ohio, and it's in the MAC championship game.
Who do you think's gonna win that?
Toledo. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not going to act like I know
I don't
these teams in and out, but I'm going to rock with Toledo, and
I think I'm gonna have to rock with Miami.
Toledo's only lost one game. Miami, the Red Hawks have only lost 2 games, so they're 10-2, and the other one's 11-1. But I'll rock with the better record. I don't know, but
Yeah,
I'm looking at now that
Toledo.
the Miami Red Hawks, Miami, Ohio, they've only allowed 196 points this year,
Yeah.
while Toledo has allowed for 245 points. So,
How many points do y'all think's gonna be scored in this game?
I think Toledo's gonna win. I think that Toledo's gonna win probably about field goal.
I think Miami's probably gonna win this 27-20.
Yeah, it was gonna be close. I mean, when they played in the regular season, Toledo beat Miami by 4 points. So we'll see.
Miami can bounce back after
Yeah,
that.
it's gonna be a close game.
Miami, they're not bad, but they're not like, oh my goodness, that team is so good. They're not like that either.
Yeah.
What about this right here is gonna be a really good game. Louisville versus Florida State.
Louisville.
Florida State.
Louisville.
I think Florida State's gonna win.
I don't know. Louisville is pretty good, but Florida State's pretty good too. Their quarterback, what's his name?
Travis.
Yeah. Dang it. Well, anyway, who do you think's gonna win that game?
Florida. Florida State's gonna win.
I'm gonna have to go with Louisville. Jordan Travis, yeah, he's good. They're good. And
Jordan Travis is on Florida State.
Well, he's
Yeah.
hurt, right?
He is?
He's out for the season.
oh,
Yeah. So
So-
he will not be participating in this game.
Louisville, they're really good.
Florida State, Jordan Travis has got 2,755 yards passed.
About to say, if he only has 200, then he ain't doing something right.
Well, I'm going to say Florida State wins.
Yeah, I'm good with
I think it's a very low-scoring, tight game, and Florida State prevails and puts the college football playoff committee in a tight spot. That there's been some debate that Florida State is not that good of a team since Jordan Travis, in which they're not the same team.
Yeah.
That's fair to say that they're not the same team as they was when they had Jordan Travis calling the.
They were a lot better
Shots.
with Jordan
Yeah,
Travis.
Jordan Travis was helping them out a lot.
But I think you can't discount the body of work Florida State has done. They've done what you've asked them to do, and that is go undefeated if they win versus Louisville. And that's all you. If you ask somebody to do that and they do that, then you got to uphold your end of the deal. I feel like. So I feel like the College Football Playoff Committee has ranked them at number 4 this week, and if they win, they're in. My opinion.
But if they lose, then
Well, if they lose, they're not getting in the playoff committee. They're still gonna get a New Year's Six, but a New Year's Bowl game, but they won't be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
okay, so that right there will be a good game. I'm saying 25-20, Louisville up top. This right here, this other game right here, Michigan recently beat Ohio State.
Yeah, big win,
That was a huge win for them.
massive.
Versus Iowa. Michigan plays Iowa. Iowa's like number 11 and Michigan's number 2, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Well, I know Michigan. They're good. They're really good. But who do you think will win that game?
Michigan.
Michigan.
I think the Michigan Wolverines prevail in this one.
Yeah, I think Michigan. I know Michigan's probably gonna win, but if somehow Iowa pulls this off, because there's been a few upsets that nobody ever thought would happen. Like nobody thought that Texas was gonna beat Alabama this year. I mean, that was a huge loss for Alabama. And then Duke this year, they lost to or it might have been number 10, North Carolina. They lost to unranked Virginia, who was 2-6. That's not good at all. Well, I think this right here is gonna be a good game. It is. But Oregon versus Washington. Oregon's number 6, 1 loss, and Washington's number 4 with no losses. They're undefeated. I'm going to go with Oregon. Their quarterback is crazily good. They got Bo Nix, and he's a beast.
I'm gonna have to go with Washington
Washington.
Why Washington?
because they're undefeated.
Yep.
And their quarterback, Sam Howell.
That's not their quarterback.
Sam Howell's. You're looking at the wrong Washington.
I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry, guys.
You're looking at the wrong Washington.
Come on, Scotty.
My goodness.
You the man, Scotty. You the man.
I'm hoping Oregon wins that game. That'll be a big upset, and I'm all about upsets. I love upsets. Whenever one of the best teams loses, it's just crazily good. I like it. New Mexico versus undefeated Liberty Flames, which Liberty's ranked number 20, and they're undefeated.
Let's keep rolling with the Baptist private school. I'm going with Liberty.
I'm going with Liberty.
Yeah, I'm
too.
going with Liberty.
I like Liberty.
But New Mexico let me double check before I speak up on something I don't know, like Scotty just did, and call the quarterback the wrong name. Sorry, Scotty, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I know. You do it often.
That's crazy. You were thinking about the wrong one this whole time. That's pretty funny, Scotty.
Yeah, so New Mexico State, I mean, they beat Auburn, which is obviously you can make the case to say that Auburn didn't get up for the game, Auburn didn't do that, and so be it. Ultimately, they beat them, and they beat them big at Auburn. So they're a good team, well coached team. Former Minnesota coach is down there. He's ran big time programs, had coached big time players. I think that he will have New Mexico ready to play, but I think Liberty prevails.
Yeah.
I think their offense is a very difficult offense to stop. There's a lot of different options. I think the Slater kid that they've got at quarterback is a super talented kid, and he was once a University of Tennessee football player and was talented then, but he was a freshman and was probably going to sit for a minute, but transferred to Liberty and has made the most of his opportunity. So I'm rocking with Liberty.
Yeah. Alabama only beat Auburn by it was a crazy throw. The snap got messed up, and it was like 4th and 32, and Alabama was down by like 7 points, and then Jalen Milroe stepped up and threw a touchdown, and it was just wild. Like, I don't know how he did it, but Alabama somehow ended up winning that game, and it was just crazy. Well, anyway, well, that's really all the college games that are on today. Do y'all want to talk about the NFL? Okay. Well, thanks for listening to our podcast, and we hope you have a good weekend. That's all for today.